It's like in the red on here, mate. So, don't go crazy now.
In addition to your
two weapons that you can use in order to attack the top plate of the robot, which is very good damage. So the fight started now. I think this is going to be a challenging fight for Speedhawk. So immediately damage, I think self-damage done. A bit of plastic flying off there. Yeah, it seems as if the Belgians come off the motor of home improvement, so that spinning is going to be out of commission for the rest of this fight. It's just got to lie and live now. So that, I think, is going to go in favour of Speedhawk Express. Some less damage dealer, but here comes the hammer draw. Yeah, so you can see here I was getting in, and this kit allows us to hold on for 10 seconds while trying to land the puck. I want to be there has been a pause in the fight. So I think that was an unstable is what the count was for because Bristol Express was getting stuck. Yeah, so one of the changes to this year, we're going to be a lot more strict with payments and rapid releases, so you're going to see unfixed a lot faster than you would normally. So, Kairos coming in with some damage, but the pit has dropped. That means any robot can get knocked out in a second's notice. Yeah, so you can see here sort of both overheads, ganging up the home and moving in a way. Both very different ways of getting even top panel. Kairos using a saw blade, Speedhawk Express using just a small drill bit, which can be surprisingly effective. And Speedhawk is now tentatively on the edge of the pit. Great manoeuvre in there by the robot here. And now they get the backside of home improvement and then turning down in. Yeah, this is tag teaming on home improvement. They really have been bullied in this fight. Yeah, it seems that both of them are using home improvement as a way to score points for this decision, but now we can see a bit of weak issues, I think, for both robots to try to get into each other. Home improvement very much the lead in this fight at the moment. But still in this one. And home improvement is now getting a bit of an opportunity to bash into the others as they fight each other. Bristol Express and Kairos going up against each other head to head. I do think Drillhole has a better reach than Kairos, but the forks are really helping. Yeah, slightly better. You can see here, they're fighting. This one's going to go to the judges. A bit of a hard one to I think, for the fight, I have to say. So a nice gentle wind up as the audience gives the ball. That was the first fight of the 2025 champion. And it is going to go to the judges. I thought they were in trouble going up against some very powerful weapons. Look at them, they're different on the while it's going to be a lot of damage, they're also got a lot of damage back in the sector that is effective on the movement. I think we're demonstrating that perfectly in the moment. Yeah, and that's Cascade's best chance to win this fight. And they kept very effective, so every robot has a little on each stage. But Cascade taking a big blow. And we're now seeing up on the roof though, they managed to get back on the ground. Cascade, I think, is doing a fantastic job. That's a big hit off the pass. But the British lost the wheel. They are now they are looking at harmless rubbish now at this point. And the weapon is powering down. I think there might be debris out of this battle. So Cascade and Icebreaker can focus on each other. Yeah, so you can see at this point it's out. So an Icebreaker is actually seemingly slowed down the weapon a bit more, just to reduce the gyro effect. And I'm just looking at the forks of Icebreaker. The plastic material is lifted up, and so they're unable to get underneath as easily. And that's really giving Cascade an advantage, as those forks are just keeping to stay far enough away from that vertical spinner. Yeah, so the legacy damage maybe from Stoke. But if he's flying around, Cascade is holding this one very, very nicely. 3 seconds left of this fight. They're going to knock out. I don't think so. We're going to the choker. I mean, look at the shadow. So debris, bless that poor robot. They are in pieces. So only one spinning this fight and immediately going after Boombot. That's quite interesting. So we're seeing them flying off the forks there as Gunfinger. Yeah, so Gunfinger and another immediately going port to port basically. Look at it, landed by him on Boombot. The That is correct, and it's interesting watching the egg beater just go into the flat surface of Bootboy. It's not really doing that much damage, but now we're seeing some proper damage up against Gunfinger. They go to town! Yeah, Gunfinger are definitely taking a lot of it. Smelling blood, and Gunfinger is out of sight. And we're seeing Bootboy with the wilderness as well. That's a tap out, and Matter devastating the competition. These are Vincent so far out of Goomba, which is unfortunate whenever that happens. So, a lot of work goes into making it look nice as well as being devastating. So the spinners are getting up to speed. I don't know why you give them time to do that. Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is just trying to, pick your ball and pick it up. Quite impressive. I mean, that's just a jump, stiff and a jump all over the arena floor there. And finally trying to get into the battle. That seems to be a lot of damage where he's shredding there. It's not really any real damage. Yeah, so the tires are going to have a design to be more compliant. They're not designed to do that. That was not what we intended. Yeah, that's going to be a massive problem, especially for Galahad's skitter, who's getting up to speed now. Galahad looking in a very strong position of his quarter fight. Well, that was an amazing amount of acceleration from Bubblegum Lift. They just powered their way across the arena floor. Yeah, Bubblegum don't have its weapons. I think the lift is slightly damaged, but it is able to get something, and Galahad is now upside down. Can they get back up to right on their wheels? So I think Bubblegum Lift, their strategy is going to be clean. It's going to get into the pit just like that. And now that leaves two robots left in the front. And that's what you got to do is control about just survive as long as possible. So just as I start talking about the strategy, Bubblegum Lift really started to put it into action. We're watching the replay now, and just surgical. Absolutely, they managed to maneuver Galahad into what's seen Hudman's actually the only classified crusher in this competition. So let's see how they hold up against the rest of them. Had a feeling they would spin up. One hit and instantly. Some parts blown away, I don't know if those were intended to fly away, but that's a lot of 5 hits to EMP stations. So EMP rocking a nice curse now, but they are just taking some damage. Artillery is flaming all over. Are they stuck? I think something's been damaged to the damage there. They're clearly still alive, but just twitching. It looks quite upsetting, like a baby bird falling out of it. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty talented, so it will be a side of the hole. So here we go, and immediately filing in, and we're seeing, going underneath there is Deja 2. Survive that initial exchange with the two spinners leading to it, and got himself stuck on the side of the wall, but thankfully, beautiful lift we're seeing. I don't know what you can grab on do the trying it anyway. Once the weapon's powered down, there is actually opportunity to get around the massive hit there by Shrek. Yeah, no, Shrekking reminds you, like, Soundprice knows how to build a spinning weapon. That hit there can just take it out. So the Deja 2 definitely looks out. It spins a lot to it, just pops it. That's just I think the link is out. Well, I don't think it was out of Shrek, but something's definitely not moving the way it should be. That's a tap out. That's a win for solid KO there by Spin Velocity. As I said, that's very good. That is a statistic. And let's actually watch the replay of this because we're watching their Deja Vu. They're out for the count. And then we get the disc to disc combat. And yeah, they just click over on their side. The rookie arena today, so excited to see Glenn Graves. They are a tried and tested robot, and they're going to be walking their way across the arena. And immediately, into the back of Photon, up into the ceiling they go. That was quite a scary hit, quite a lot of energy going on down. I think clearly not the fastest turn, but it's not here. Now, Agro Roller doing the job there, ramming Glenn Graves into the arena wall. That is what they need to do to Agro Roller is basically treating Glenn Graves as a moving arena hazard here. Beating one of the worst career exchanges. And Gordon Graves dangerously over the pitch. Can someone hit the button? The hit button has been pressed. Dominic does have time to escape, but he's not the most slow about the best time. He's in a dangerous position here. As I go on, he can turn upside down. Well, I've seen a Roboteer tap out, but we have got an entanglement, so we're going to pause the fight. And we have to wait for a Gordon Graves to properly wipe down before we open the arena door. Yeah, of course, always a safety precaution. So, this is one stick that will get in this fight. They're just going to be separated, loosened up, and I believe Arrow will be left upside down, so they will have to self-right themselves. Although I see Photon being unhoused and being taken out of the arena. So confirmation is Photon tapped out before they paused the fight, and then we saw Agrawobber and Photon get stuck. So they removed that robot. I like it when you leave the robot in, it's an extra hazard. Part of me likes that, but also I do feel like the robot here, if your robot gets hit in a loose exchange at this point. And you don't want so much damage being done in the early stages. So Agrawobber needs to self-right themselves if they can. But they have time to do so, because Gordon Graves is stuck in the corner. Yeah, I'm not sure. Agrawobber, I don't know if that weapon is working. They are looking a little worse for wear. They were just being careful, they were being cautious because they knew they were in the danger zone. Agrawobber though looks to be stuck on the side of the wall. They're trying to wriggle themselves free. I think that part has happened. And Gordon Graves, out of nowhere, has managed to skip from them with it and has won the fight. A very interesting battle because it came out with such explosive energy. Gordon Graves doing some massive impacts. We saw Photon. And that's what it is, I think I read it into the So Sunstroke going up into the sky where it belongs, and Revron now upside down as Flip 2 turns their attention. And is that Revron out for the count? I don't know, they seem to be stuck. They're 14 They're stuck there in the wall, they can't drive off. Revron is out, and Flip 2 now has full attention on Sunstroke, and Sunstroke's weapon looks to be completely immobilized. Yeah, you can see the power of Flip 2's flipping remarkably good. Sunstroke did take out one of Flip's wheels, but even with that, the Sunstroke now doesn't have any weapons, and the mini-gun Flip 2 is holding Sunstroke in place. So we're seeing there, Flip 2 pretty much pirouetting, seesawing their way around the arena. That's really difficult for the Roboteer. Still getting flips in, which is fantastic. Yeah, no, that trust me, I've tried to build a spring flip. That's a lot of air for a spring flip, but Sunstroke has the spinner up and running again. And I think Flip 2 is actually stuck on the arena wall. A flip was needed to untangle him. It wasn't a hit. Desperately trying to get back up on the wheels. But again, more flips, remaining aggressive. I've been proven wrong. Sunstroke spinning disc. While they're spinning disc, it's still working, and now we're seeing damage done, and they ought to be winning the pushing game. That doesn't mean Flip 2 is eliminated, but that will hurt. But they're both seesawing their way across the arena. Neither robot has really got the control. Yeah, they've both got some weaponry. They've both got one side of drive. Both remaining pretty aggressive here as well. I have to say, this is a high fight to go. But that Flip 2, that Flip was very weak, and we're looking now, the guard of Flip 2 has been cut in half by the soldiers of Sunstroke. And we're getting ever closer to the pit. Desperately trying to fighting somewhere movement. Something's not going quite right. Sunstroke very close to the pit. They've got to be so careful that they didn't fling themselves in. That's the end of the fight. Brilliant cheer from the crowd. Well deserved. What a battle. I would say the best fight so far. Very close, very hard to call. Revron, a little unfortunate, I think, to go out so early, but what a fight that with a pot. Well, not how I believe it is. So you can see, we may have gotten the result of the last fight, or the fight has started. The fight started, everyone just thought they were going to go for a tea break. We are getting the spinning weapons up to speed. Wile is a devastatingly powerful robot. Now, Wile is one of the shortest robots. It's way fast, but it hits like very few others. I don't know if people remember Blade Racer in their childhood, but it's very much what we are seeing here. Bilbo Backball getting thrown around the arena, and now the aggression goes against the top out. Yeah, so we can see both that are still working here. No one called that point. So top out taking some nasty runs here. Top out has top out. Just the two robot race here. So we see Bilbo Bagbot, their spinning weapon is powering down. I don't know what that is. They are in control of this. That is good. And down they go. It seems as if these spinners are coming on to sleep for themselves. But in that moment, the pivot comes down. Bilbo Bagbot out of it. Not taking a huge amount of damage, but definitely disappointing against Right, so let's look to our judges because we are still pending a decision. Are you ready? We are. So, there's some nice looking box here. There's spring flipper, regular lifter, and an egg cooler dinner. Already, the spring flipper taking the wax and immediately a tap out has happened. And Frost is trying to self-right and with a tap out, and that's it. Blink and you miss it. Ryzen doing everything in the first opening hits. Big roll getting decimated and precariously stuck, you have to say, and very rare for Sir Lancefrog to have their weapon almost fail like that. Yeah, I mean, I would put it down to a first round gremlin as well as just maybe a whack ground Ryzen. It is a high hitting robot, in the notes for it. It's always interesting. I see the robots on the entry sheet and then I see them in real life, and sometimes they're so fast and they just yeah, that's a massive shot. One hit. Very fortunate, but already Buxton's taken out a big favourite of this competition, and I believe Perpetual has lost to Drillbit on its drilling arm. Well, that is a very wobbly drilling arm. It does not look stable at all. And yeah, Corruption now kind of having their way with the robots. But a brilliant self-right by Perpetual. That's the target moment, but one of the focus up. The focus up on the outside of the arena wall. Definitely Corruption beating, letting them get back up, giving them time to breathe. I don't think they're going to do that. I think you're allowed to do that once, and then it's so a very good pin. Perpetual are still being aggressive. They're not running away from Corruption, and now the pin is dropped, so anyone can win this battle. All it takes is an accidental slip of the control stick, and you're out. Yeah, Perpetual's drive is still working. So I just saw something wheel straight over towards us. It looked like a motor. I'm not quite sure about what. And a good pin now by Perpetual. They're running the crowd down. As we get closer to that. Did you see that coming? Did anyone see that coming? Lucio knocks out in the opening hits. And then out of nowhere, the driving power of Perpetual pushing Corruption. It looks like they were the favourite. We're not starting, that was a false start. Everyone, calm yourselves, relax, chill.
Take a deep breath.
Deep breath, yes. It's only 2 minutes. So for real now, we're going to begin fighting. And will we see the Customer and Lilith team up against no Will Got No Problems? I thought we were going to see teaming up against the Stinger. The Renters almost fighting each other. Lilith running upside down. And No Problems really just trying to get around whatever hits they can. So I think one of the Revengers looks to be a little bit immobilized. They see two of them already. And Lilith is now stuck. I think Lilith has tapped out. I think the cable has got loose in the power system. Again, that's the problem with these live and again, these spinners. We don't have it to be heard against you anyways. That's not quite that I think we all expected, but Revengers, I think you guys in this fight are not on top. I don't want to be rude to the Roboteers, but have we just seen two underdog stories back to back? I think something like that. This is the Iron Man. A small tentative start here at the moment. No spinning up yet from Arrow. Trying to land a good shot. Getting a nice back there on inversion. Pretty good. And we are going to see a much more controlled style fight here. There's none of those big hitting with the spinning discs. This is going to be actually a really good bracket here. Yeah. It will be fascinating. The inversion visually the most impressive robot, but it's going to be reliable. The designer is very experienced, very good driver, very good at just making this robot work. So I was going to say, this is a really good bracket for them. They don't have to worry about those immediate knockouts. What is going on in the corner? Great hit by Arrow, managing to land the hammer saw, and then dragging inversion over with it, which is a remarkable kind of course for a robot. There's always an impressive kind of wind-up, but it looks like the spinning disc has now launched itself. They seem to be stuck. This is always the issue with the hammer. And they've lifted! So we can see here, the fight has been paused. Arrow has not been able to remove his weapon. But for a second there, Arrow was able to lift up inversion, and I almost thought there was going to be an opportunity to, you know, so fortunately they have to bring up Arrow.
How are you feeling about this fight so far, Phil?
Well, we'll do it again.
He's going to do it again. He says he's going to do it again. Why would you do it again? Goodness me. How is everyone else doing?
Great. Marvellous.
Great. Everyone's trying. You can never stop praise, can you? Give anyone a microphone.
So you see here, everyone looks ready to go again. Arrow threatening to do it again. I don't think it was a threat. I think that was a promise by Arrow. But let's see what happens. The forks of inversion are not quite they're not really wrong. Completely seized. Yeah, very nice. Under the weapon. But they're not touching the floor. The reason hasn't touched the floor. So what are they actually now? This, I don't know how to call this. Yeah, we have to check the rules on this, but we got a handshake. I think the Roboteers have come to their own decision. And I think that's the taking the win. I'm not sure. Did he time out? Yeah, it's typical just this kind of event where they try to clarify it. We are not sponsored, we are just naming the robots as they are listed. We can see there a big open sign of the back and I really think going down the wheel is probably but it doesn't look like a sacrificial wheel. It looks like it's going to be an easy repair. They're not out, they're still around. But look at the carnage he's done from Gifford. Yeah, Gifford and responsibility each other with the big set and they've got like a healthy level against and I think they've got a bit of an entanglement happening here. It looks like the thing kind of looks stuck. Yeah, it is. Moving at all. So, is this a triple KO? We need a referee. Where's the referee? He says himself it's a triple KO because a triple KO. We might see some team tactics come into play now. And we do, both of them charging over to Interslide. Yeah, both robots clearly running behind they can deal with Interslide. So Interslide really going to have a 2-on-1 here. It's really got to hit hard to power through it. And if you're up close against the arena, coming it is because Interslide is going to be doing some damage with a beautiful new paintwork. Yeah. And then Interslide upside down, that may affect where it's able to hit, but it seems to be right again. And it looks like he's getting the catch here. Interslide some way is just past it. Looks like Interslide is getting past between Chucky and Ray. Yeah, I think Ray is off the lift there, but Chucky is rolling in just like he's stopping and he's getting up, trying to keep pressure on Interslide. Both of these Ray robots are very, very, very good at driving weapons. Very good hits. And Interslide is not doing that anymore. No, they seem to be in this pushing game, and we're now seeing the hit be enabled. I thought we would see Ray or Chucky move into the mid-button a lot sooner, but with the horizontal spinner out of action, they don't actually have to worry. Yeah, they can take a bit more time here. Ray is really a little more compromised upside down. And Interslide, surprisingly, does have a decent amount of pushing power as a shuffler, which is not an easy thing to do. I completely forgot that they are a shuffler. They're moving around this arena with such ability. Yeah. They don't look to be hampered at all. No, and it's great for aggression points for the goodies. So they're running people out of mind, they're going to keep controlling line. Chucky, meanwhile, is remaining aggressive. Ray is remaining in the fight. He's going to need maybe a stroke of luck to survive, but both of the robots are going to be here. For a split second now, I thought we were going to see Chucky go in, but Angel slices on the edge. They cannot get away. Yeah, Angel slice teetering on the brink. Chucky taking himself out advantage and an upset for Ray.
Yeah, well, again, you've got to be in it to win it. And Ray was not looking strongly at the end of the fight, but by pure, endurance, has taken a win here. So you can see some replays going on here. I think Angel Slice much better at more control.
Let's see if this goes the full 2 minutes.
Yeah, so you can see here, Chopstick is going to be very conservative with the saw, only getting it started when they get under an opponent to conserve battery power. But it's a very, very powerful saw there as Manuel Jack gets aggressive with the chainsaw.
And it's hard to tell if this just debris from previous fights has been scattered around. Some robots are already having little pieces taken out of them. We're now seeing the yellow Monterey Jack being thrown around.
And then we got instantly damage to the grabbing arms of Manuel Jack. That saw blade is very scary in the chopsticks.
And Monterey Jack with a brilliant self-right as we see Chopsticks turn their attention over to Forkhead.
You can see Forkhead has almost sort of these stoppers on the front, on the top head. Which I believe are designed to try to stop the saw blade from getting into contact with the main electronics.
And the right word here is Monterey Jack is being counted out here because they're struggling, they're just pirouetting on the spot. And that's going to leave Forkhead and Chopsticks to contend with each other.
Yeah, so we can see a Forkhead remaining slippery enough to keep away from Chopsticks. But now Chopsticks getting the blade in and getting some nice cuts in there.
And they're going right for the drive system there of Forkhead. They're not knocking around. They're going straight after the rubber bands. They're going straight after the mobile. But a nice little move there from Forkhead. Almost saw Chopsticks take themselves out of this competition.
Yeah, so we can see here, I mean, Forkhead, the vulnerable parts are in the middle. They have been moved there. Really dominating the performance from Chopsticks there.
So we're just looking at the arena floor. One might go in as the favourite, but we've seen Speedhold do some fantastic stuff, and they are running themselves around, immediately showcasing their control, but the damage is immediately being done by Red Rock.
Yeah, I mean, some of the compounds in the front don't really have anything valuable in them, so they just take a few hits.
Oh, that's a gap.
You certainly don't hit the front panel.
So not really much to talk about on that fight, but I was watching poor Speedhold Express. They were getting dissected. The armour, the wheels was getting chipped away, then they just got lifted up, and it was just a never-ending barrage of attacks from Red Rod. They just kept that spinning weapon in contact as human
But you can see the front of Coleman has taken massive damage.
The photo looks to be a little bit twisted almost. It's very hard to say what's wrong with them. But see now, they're both up. They grab themselves out of the arena!
Yeah, I mean, Debris definitely making up the last time for this first fight. It was not a boring match there. Really only landed 2 hits. So, I mean, you can see the monsters taking up at the beginning.
If you weren't watching, if you didn't see, I think Photon just managed to. I don't know if Debris has the forks that were able, but it almost looked like Photon got on top of Debris and the egg beater of Debris just lifted them up and over.
Bouncing around.
So Swings immediately out of control. Last fight they lost the wheel. Let's see if they can keep all 4 wheels on their wagon this time. And look at that.
Because it hit everywhere, including parts you wouldn't normally expect to get hit from if you
Oh, now it's a proper damage against EMP. And I think they manoeuvred themselves into that position, but hang on, Swoop isn't moving either.
Yeah, they're proving that they're removed. EMP trying to self-right, but just doesn't have the energy.
So Swoop have got their weapon up to full power, and they're just waiting for the counter, which eventually came.
Yeah, a decent job on EMP, trying to keep Swoop under pressure, but again, just
Full 2 minutes, but the pit button is there and the user zone, so let's see as they lock horns and the first flip is made.
yeah. So damage, control rather than damage. You can see here, thumb finger, a little slow to self-right, but does. Deja 2, literally with a lot of torque on that lifter, able to get some very nice traction. I say that it seems to be stalling and cooking there at the moment.
And we've got a proper grab now though. They found a nice little chink in the armour and they are actually just holding on, manoeuvring around. We can see the pit button is just about to enable now.
Yeah, so you see, I mean, it's very much a game of the ground game and also pushing forces here. I think they're just missing that last little bit of port. It's very hard to get a good reliable grab on it because of how the leader's forces work. But even with that said, they've been keeping a good amount of control here. Something though is starting to gain some points here.
But the flipper to me, it looks very tame. We've seen some very powerful flippers. I'm not sure Garfinger has that style of flipper.
Maybe, yeah, I would say you have flippers and you have lifters. Garfinger is much more of a flipper, but you can still achieve quite a bit with a good flipper. And you can see here, again, remaining more aggressive and certainly, I'd say outside of the first impact, Garfinger has been the one landing the most flips here. I say that, they can do just much again. Again, they do not quite get a grab, but able to get lifts and able to get grab separately. That's valuable for those who are good decision here.
Which we are counting down 20 seconds left in this fight, and they are back and forth. Neither rover here opting for the button, so I think they want this to go the full way. They were happy for a judge's decision.
Yeah, no, it's a proper scrap, lots to think about here. Both robots providing direction, control, no damage to be seen here, but this will likely take a while to get to the
So it might not have been pretty in terms of the Shrecking Ball. So Shrecking Ball, we know they can do a lot of damage, and maybe count the first second so that the hit button is live.
Something like that. Greenback's going to try to get around to the sides for the spinner here. He's just going to hit it into the and then eliminate itself, but it has to be said. Yeah, so it'll all be about who wins the grounding. I don't think there's a grounding that consistently win here. Both are very stout machines.
So I'm quite surprised they're willing to go head to head with their vertical spinners. Icebreaker gets the win!
Yeah, I mean, Icebreaker had a mission there. Win the fight. As good as that was definitely
yeah, and in case you haven't clocked it, Home Improvement spinning weapon is a saw, or shaped in the style of a saw, and we're seeing Agrawobber's shield there doing a great job to protect him against that spinning vertical.
Yeah, so again, the game for Agrawobber just do not let that spinner get over the comes on moving a little bit of it pretty really hard. Once again, that might hurt you against the shoulder over the side.
And Home Improvement has to be careful here because they can't hit the arena wall too much. They've proven their weapon is a little bit delicate with that first fight. So Agrawobber, they're going to be doing a great job to outmaneuver Home Improvement.
They've done well, but one of the ports has to come damage, and the more damage you have on the ground game, the harder it becomes to win the ground game. Agrawobber really impressed at landing hits.
Well, I don't know if you saw that. Agrawobber's axe came down, and on the lift up, it lifted off that plastic piece from Home Improvement. It was almost surgically done.
So very nice damage there, certainly.
So it was quite controlled, and as we can see, Agrawobber doing everything to get to the side of Home Improvement. Home Improvement, though, proving to be more durable.
Very, very close on for both robots, both surviving. Agrawobber got the pit successfully, he's not been picked out of the arena, and Homeburn finally landing a big whack or two, and
that might even be the killing blow. Agrawobber, the wheels are spinning, but the weapon cannot help itself self-right.
yeah, now the weapon does not seem to be able to survive here. A valiant effort from Agrawobber has to be said. Really, really good attempt for Homeburn.
What a brilliant fight, and the audience are now finally getting into this. A big cheer came from the audience, round of applause. So let's see what happens here.
Other people that land instantly though, Hartnett is taking a whack to the back again, and again just not able to drive in a straight line.
Well, we can see there the circuitry is exposed like the organs of a robot. And it is disgusting what has just happened there. They de-gutted Hardnett. Sunstroke is your winner.
Yeah, that was the proper missing. There are some hits where you can tell it's doing hit damage to the armor, and then there are some hits where it's doing damage Very intricate, very expensive.
I think we'll stay focused on the action in the arena than diving any deeper into that fort. And Amelia, who's got a little lift there from inversion, big roll, not quite getting underneath with their round.
So big roll with a spring flipper. It was not able to work in the first fight. It seems to at least be armed and ready for this fight. But again, inversion, once again, they're being ridiculous in this control.
And they're doing a great job with this lift. We've seen that too many times now. Roboteers just driving their robot over their competitor into the Uta zone. Inversion beautifully controlled.
Inversion was interesting. It got big roll into the Uta zone without having the lifter. Really the lifter at all. You can see it, it's almost using the lifter.
Well, let's see what happens.
Oh, again with the speed, a little bit of cop out, trying to keep the pressure on. And it's nice. Still a good spinner. Certainly spinning, but doesn't seem to be getting to full speed quite like before.
And Cop Out doing a great job there to stay on the rear side of Angel Slice. They do not want to go anywhere near that spinning weapon. And as you mentioned, yeah, Angel Slice's spinning disc is not getting at speed.
Now, Angel Slice can still function as a control box. It does have the advantage of the fortune about it. How about actually the fortune one force? How is the undercut of Angel Slice? Very clever designing by Andrew.
So we're seeing the shuttle bot of Angel Slice with their folks managing to get underneath Cop Out. And I think that counts as a little mini hit.
It does indeed, yeah. So Angel Slice clearly not fighting at 100%, but they have a strategy. And this is one of the things, sometimes you can win these fights in the building phase, the design phase, of a very close shot from Cop Out.
Yeah, Cop Out really now, they're coming into their own. 1 minute has gone on this fight. But the extra weight there for Angel Slice, you know, they are a heavier robot. That's going to be harder for Cop Out.
Yeah, no, it is. It certainly is. And Cop Out has to first get under Angel Slice and then try to maneuver them. Although, that potentially could have been something, but
It was definitely a nice little lift, a nice showcase what they can do. Oh, Cop Out so close, and it is so easy. With their speed, Cop Out can throw themselves into the pit as they get ever closer once again.
yeah, it's so easy to get jumping when you're next to that pit because every single movement of that, millimeters on the control stick has to be the difference between you just jumping into the pit or carefully moving around.
So Angel Slice don't quite have that acceleration to worry about. They're not fast as a robot, but they do have the weight. So the pushing battle has actually been very close. We're to the final 10 seconds.
Yeah, so this one will go to the judges. Definitely not an easy one to call for the judges. But I think after the first 10 seconds, it's been closer than we were expecting.
I'm going to ask you to see if you can decide a winner. And then we have Sam Lillian in the other opposite corner and up to speed that weapon is. Look at it grinding away the arena floor, beautifully painted for this competition. It's going to be showing some scars at the end of the day.
Yeah, these events were quite dramatic, quite working, and you can see here. Oh, nasty shot nearly out from the arena.
So that is no problem. Doing a big hit up against Sam Lillian. That's the round fell for guard. The Sam Lillian's now gone.
Yeah, that's the part that's meant to take the hits. It did take the hits one, and now it's gone. Strategy. Now, what does Sam Lillian do when going against Mohammedans?
Well, I don't think the strategy changes for Sam Lillian. Are we seeing a tap out? I think we did. I'm not quite sure.
So, I think understandable in a sense because at this stage when the tournament
And Sir Lantifrog in what would be the red. And Sir Lantifrog immediately putting it forward. They're lifting round.
yeah, I think it's trying to stop kicking. If they drive the kick flip, and they're wrapping with cover the balance, so keeping them lift up, I need to stop. Here's the pressure. Doing okay so far. Nearly.
That was so close, but they just skirted away. And you're absolutely right. That is Sir Lantifrog's strategy through and through. Use that exposable arm as a distance setter so that the weapon of Beetleweight can do the damage.
Beetleweight, they use Beetleweight's own energy to stop the cell. Beetleweight is clearly.
And it's the pain! What's going on?
But that was a remarkable display of Ireland, and again, give it up for Sir Lansborough.
So for those not as familiar with the roboteering world, there is an unfortunate position called the Thing, which is from which a robot cannot self-right itself. And honestly, you look at the positions contend against each other.
The weapon is insane! There's a robot possessed! And Chucky is stop that weapon from being back in bed. They've done that so far. And
I think as you can kind of predict, that weapon is now immobilized and Chucky trying to lift. Bilbo back ball out. It's on the edge, but Bilbo managing to get over the opposite direction. But they're still in the fight.
yeah, they are indeed. I think that weapon may be finished there. Unbelievable energy.
Well, we've seen Chucky drive themselves into the pit once before, and you've got Bilbo dangerously on the edge. They are just playing a dangerous game. Does Chucky go in and chase her?
It's a dangerous game, but it might be the only thing Bilbo has access to at this stage.
And Bilbo's enticing them in. What did we just see? Coward's way out. A self-sacrifice there from Bilbo Blackball.
Bilbo was vanished there. Completely unexpected. But yeah, no, it's. I mean,
The 2023 champion. So let's see if they're going to be making themselves, redeemed in this fight, because it's very strange to see them in this position.
yeah, I mean, part of these bad luck just the way some of the impacts go. Fourth head with a much more aggressive fourth conflict here, but clearly trying to gain some kind of lead from Luchador. And with the impact go by, I think they're even grab on for Luchador.
Well, so far, from my count, Luchador is getting underneath Morgan more often than not. But now we're seeing a nice little lifting carry.
Oh, what have we just witnessed? That was unbelievable position.
They saw the opportunity and they took it. Morgan, everybody, with an incredible lift carry, and out you go. It's such a shame to see Luchador out of the competition.
Certainly, I think everyone still wants the ladies, but those full support that seem to be designed.
So Monterey Jack is self-explanatory, the orange cheese wedge, and you might as well see it from afar. It does have a sorbet in it, but there's no time to tell you about that, because corruption is taking them out of the competition.
So many corruption landed to very, very strong captain in the first fight. And I think that second one, well, it's actually a good one for the Redemption fight. The impressive in its second fight. And Perpetual, who has shown they don't need a weapon to win a control battle. They probably do need power though.
And I think that is done before we even got going.
They may still, I think they've got movement. I think just their base planes become so warped.
And that's a tap out, that's a tap out. So the weapon was gone immediately. Revron, they are proving themselves to be a force.
No, Revron are very much, you look at that first fight, you can see it was very much an unlucky blue. Ever since they put on those short disposals.
And Revengers is a much lower robot, so let's see if they just dive underneath debris, which they have been doing already. Debris now struggling to get back under control.
Yeah, one of the Revengers got hit, one of the other ones managed to get under effortlessly. So these may be 50-50 exchanges in many ways. One of the Revengers stuck at the moment.
But they haven't got their teammate, so maybe we'll see a bit of teamwork here to up into the arena roof.
Yeah, in theory that should be one of the advantages of the cluster, where they should be able to free an opponent that's been knocked out. Revengers seem to forget about that, but so now it's just a 1v1 fight here, although Debris seems to have lost his weapon here.
Yeah, so you notice it's gone incredibly quiet now as Debris spinning the Egg Beater is been immobilized. There is a one-on-one, as you've mentioned, so the pushing power you would have thought goes to Debris because they're heavier.
Well, usually, but you also need your wheels to be on the ground for that. And Revengers has...
Well, let's hear the countdown. 3, 2, 1, it is over!
So there we go, the Blue Revenger glory hogging, taking all of the credits in that fight. And it was merciless in that first fight.
So will we see the wheels stay on swoop, or will Ryzen start to chip away at them? Immediately up into the air, it looks like they can fly.
Yeah, Ryzen already a wheel is off.
But it's not a wheel. It's not one of the big ones, exactly.
Yeah, crucially in the half space. And Ryzen maybe a little ahead seconds, a little shaken from those first few hits. But still landing on
So some mega impact spots. Flying and Rising is slowing down and tapped out. Is that a link for swoop?
it seems to have been, yeah, there was a tap out. And again, I think that's a bit shocking anyway. But again, I think just
There it is, audience participation going up against Deja 2 again.
so this is a real damage test for Deja 2. And it survived the Wild to do. Because in theory, if you can flip Wild, you've won the fight. Wild has no self-righting mechanism at all.
But I'm watching this and I've never seen a more lethal like ramp. Deja Vu has a ramp that really is right on the arena floor and it's still not enough. Why is it so low to the floor?
And that's a lot of damage right into the grabbing mechanism of Deja 2. I think that's it.
That does look like it's it. So a much more controlled fight than what we're used to. The count has concluded and while he's pushing the pit button, Felix go and push the pit.
You don't need it.
Hey! Down goes Wild. Anyway, all of it done.
Yeah, no, that was, I mean, I built a grabbing lift. I went down to an icebreaker to be in the end.
So let's see if that mini-bot ends up in the arena roof because that is what I'm expecting.
Wishbone getting the best of his so far. Icebreaker, not usually used to losing as many occasions. But that is an experiment.
Well, Minibot has lost one of its wheels, so they are just an obstacle in the arena, something that these big, powerful weapons can knock around. Icebreaker stay under control.
Yeah, if the ground game is just not working out for Ice Game, Icebreaker cannot get their weapon into play. With an initial spinning, when it lands, you can see it. Something never went off there.
So spinner against spinner, and it just throws both robots against the arena. Icebreaker into the wall.
These are huge robots that are used to fighting fast, and they are recovering so quickly.
And we haven't even had a minute of this fight left, so a lot of damage yet to be done.
Yeah, nice work there from Wishbone. Those robots really rubbery in there, since they're taking names with damage. It has been impressive, I would say.
Internals have been taken a lot. That is something to consider. Although the outer casing, they do look fine. The internals is in trouble, and I think that Icebreaker stuck on the mini-bot.
Yeah, and that was it. Beautiful job by Wishbone, has to be said.
So that was a battle going this way and that. We couldn't call it, and it was a one-knock kill into the neuter zone. Icebreaker is out of the competition.
Yeah, so Wishbone, I think it was coming from.
It looked okay in the zone. Ray in the dark zone. Head-on collision straight away sends Home Improvement up into the air.
Yeah, no fear. Ray won the first fight through attrition and is gonna aim for something similar here.
So maybe running into the foxhole, just hiding out. But is that Home Improvement game dangerously close to the neuter zone? They're stuck almost on the arena wall.
Yeah, Ray is waiting, letting the camera happen.
And we got some taunting.
Yeah, trying to use. And that's it, There we go. We have no thing to do there. Absolutely playing the clock, playing the rules. And if the camera was a few seconds longer, Home Improvement would have been fine. But Wrecking Ball versus Chopsticks for this fight. And both robots very nervous of the other's weaponry here.
As we're seeing, I think that's a little bit of Wrecking Ball being chipped away, and the hammer now coming down from Chopsticks.
Yeah.
And we're seeing a bit of blade-to-blade contact as sparks fly.
Yeah, very dangerous game for Chopsticks because that weapon motor is on the arm. So one good hit into that weapon of Wrecking Ball and that motor is dead. But there's also a lot of plastic on there.
So once again, blade-to-blade contact, throwing Chopsticks up into the air. There is damage on Wrecking Ball. The forks, I mean, that blade disc does have the ability to cut right through the forks of Wrecking Ball.
One very clever move Wrecking Ball has made is they've taken some of their normal metal forks that they have at the front and put them on the top panels to stop Chopsticks from cutting through as easily.
So a bit of armor.
Very smart.
And very close now, we're seeing there the potential for Chopsticks to get chucked into the neuter zone, and the arena pit has lowered. 1 minute has gone on this fight, and here we see the armor coming into play. You mentioned it, you called it out perfectly. Chopsticks not doing the damage it wants to.
No, but it does still have a good drive system. Very bouncy. It's taken a few direct hits, and and everything is still functioning on both of these robots.
And then we see a blade once again. That might have been the driving wheel.
Yeah.
The belt's been snapped, I think.
Yeah, that was a high-risk plate from Chopstick, but Shrecking Ball has lost its weapon, it seems. That's an massive problem for him.
30 seconds left in this fight. Chopsticks has the aggressive potential now with the weapon. And, well, we've just got to see Shrecking Ball survive or get their enemy into the pit.
Yeah, I mean, Chopstick's the ground game certainly a bit of a problem now. They might be putting into their own fort, but a lot of momentum is not.
And is that the thing? Is it stuck? We have entered the 10-second count, so I don't think the ref will get a chance to cancel out.
Yeah, this one will go to the judges, but that is definitely a stammering in the end of the Shrecking Ball. Hope stammered over tears. Everyone knew that was a good fight.
Powerful weapon, and I'm intrigued to see them go head to head.
Yeah, so as Angel fights down to him, that's looking much healthier than last time. This man is already upside down. Not ideal to see at this point. And I think the bulkhead, the more Angel cuts the possibility of Antonio, the harder it will be to run upside down.
Well, you mentioned this is not a position for anti-Macedonia, but actually, by being upside down, they're avoiding a lot of Angel Slice's weapon.
They are indeed a certain climbing up on Angel Slice, and maybe able to get something over the net, using the drive pod, potentially.
And we're seeing now Antimatter, I think they've just been grounded to a tap out. Indeed, they have Angel Slice is the winner.
You can see the infielder has been damaged, one of the feet has been ripped out, and he just clearly wasn't driving straight. So, yeah, very short turnaround time for Angel Slice, but this is new. Both really, really well driven and effective weapons, but in different ways, I would say.
And I know all of the action is in on the arena looking at the robots, but watching the Roboteers as well, it's clear to see the concentration you have to have when controlling these robots.
Oh, completely. You have to be completely locked in, and you've got such short windows of opportunity in many of these fights.
And while I'm just watching here, we've got a close-up view. The forks are just entangling each other, which is stopping Inversion from being able to lift.
Yeah, Inversion does have somewhat of a reach advantage, but it's also struggling to get all of its forks under Cascade to get an effective lift. That was sort of there, but they're also both so fast that they're just able to escape.
Well, Cascade to me, it looks to be the more stable, lower centre of gravity potentially, as they do get underneath Inversion, and we're starting to see some first proper flips of this battle.
Cascade does seem to have a speed and control advantage, and definitely, certainly in the power of the lifter. But this is the kind of fight that can be determined by one wrong move, so we'll have to see how it goes here.
And 1 minute has gone already in this battle, and now we're starting to see Inversion getting on the side of Cascade. They're trying to be a bit more aggressive now.
Starting to get a bit of momentum for themselves, but Cascade again, darting around, staying near the sides. Cascade really needs to get under a robot to get a lift, which is a bit challenging, but here you see the problem for Inversion. They're under, but they can't get the leverage.
Well, they're trying. I think it might be something to do with the forks getting caught on the edge. Yeah, that was it. So enough lifting force in the end from Inversion, but it has been challenging for them to get the lift. I mean, I think Cascade has been better at going around the sides, but we'll see as we enter into the final 20 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, Inversion had a good spell there where they were almost able to clamp and control Cascade, but again, Cascade getting around again, keeping them pressure, keeping them pushed. A bit near now, we may see a bit in here.
Well, I was going to say, both Roboteers staying away from the pit as it descended, entered into the final 10 seconds. What a close fight that turned out to be.
Yeah. Inversion going for a hitting attempt there, Cascade going for a leading shot right at the end. There is ahead. Yeah, very different designs, obviously taking a lot of steps here.
But immediately a fork has been snapped, as I see it, the statue in front of us.
Yeah, we can see almost some of the already Stasis' ground game is looking a lot more vulnerable. Seem almost to be 3D printed for standard metal ones on it.
So corruption on its wheels as intended, and that is leaving Status, I think, a bit vulnerable here.
Yeah, Status are down at the side. Corruption is spinning away slower, but they may not need to. Stasis cannot really move out of their circle of...
I mean, are we counting down? This is getting close to a count out because they do look stuck.
Yeah, and I think we're countdown happening at the moment. Corruption, clearly 100% something's happening.
2, 1, and that is the countdown. Such a shame really, because status wasn't out, they were just stuck.
Yeah, no, I'm partially fortunate for corruption, but also those corruptions hits and driving.
Kairos in the colour zone. And if I know David, he's not going to give any time. He is going to be charging in straight away.
Yeah, so you can see both of them very, very fast, very aggressive. Kairos seemingly using a specialised blade for the metal on Lilith. We'll have to see how effective that is. And of course has a mini-bot, cannot be forgotten.
Because we are actually seeing the mini-bot doing some effective work here. And is that Lilith stuck? No, not quite. They managed to free themselves.
Yeah, small pin and some light for the news. Two sparks going.
And we just see Lilith there. Get off, Kairos. Go away. As they shove him into the arena wall. That's the first bit of aggression I think we've really seen Lilith do.
Yeah, very nice shot. And it seems that Kairos might be beached on his own fortunate way. And Lilith is taking advantage of this moment.
So does Lilith have enough pushing power to lift it up over the wall? I'm not sure, but the mini-bot coming in and being a nuisance.
Yeah, the mini-bot sort of saved Kairos there, kept Lilith away, but Lilith continuing to hold a lot of momentum in this fight as it goes on.
So 1 minute is already gone, and we're now seeing Kairos quite consistently going on top of Lilith as they get ever closer. And I think some drive is broken there on Kairos.
Yeah, again, they just...
A 2-for-1 scooping slam. That was so perfectly timed by David Weston. What a brilliant moment here.
Yeah, no, that was an excellent move there to see if he'll take the win. We can see how this is the undercutter.
Well, I think Flick is going to give no problem. Something to worry about. And immediately we're seeing stuff flying all over the place.
Yeah, that's some Flick's armor already shattered into no delay. You can actually deal with it. 2 panels gone now.
So the problem Flick is having is that even if it attacks it from the side, it's just going to go straight under, and that's where the weapon is with no problem.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't look that violent with a hit. Flick has lost a wheel from that exchange, and No Problems is still working, still putting.
That was so close. No Problem's almost slipping itself into the Uta zone as Flick was actually trying to push the pit off it.
Out of this. The pit is already out. That's a problem for Robot. No problems.
And Flick actually darting over, flying over the open pit.
Yeah.
So that was very cautious there.
Yeah, excellent diversion. Escaping out of that. Keeping pressure.
No problems, no worries, as into the pit they go, and Flick with the party trick. What just happened though? You have to call that an upset.
Exactly. I mean, listen, Flick has been impressive all day. The fight here starts. Yeah. Arrows struggling. Unfortunately, the fight was originally delayed because Sunstroke was having drive problems. But in credit to Sean, he's decided, let's just give it a go, see what happens.
And Sunstroke now just going head on. That armour of Arrow has did a fantastic job, just a couple of scraps. And now we're seeing the hammer come down. A bit tentative though, a bit too soon.
Yeah, now Sunstroke is basically the game plan here is just try to land a good shot. Let Sunstroke come to you.
But there's just enough manoeuvrability in Arrow for them not to get counted out. So they are to stay in this fight. Sunstroke is going to have to win it the proper way.
Yeah, you can see knocked over, in their way, and a tap out.
And so I think Arrow there, just when the hammer came down, it flipped itself up, and that gave Sunstroke, well, the win.
Yeah, I feel for Sean for that one, honestly. That was easy as well. Spinning up Frog, he should have the mobility advantage.
So previously we've seen Frog use their lifter as a shield. They are just running away, but decide to go head on, and now they're often able to get to the side.
Yeah, and that's the man himself right out. Yes, back up. Dominic Graves is not taking any time here.
Massive impact. They're not giving Sir Frog any chance. They are treating it as the robot it is, but now they're back on all their wheels.
Yeah, maybe a little overconfidence in some ways.
But look how mangled Sir Frog looks. That poor little frog is tapping out. It cannot carry on.
Yeah, that was, I would respect the Dominic Graves. Could have, taken an easier win by just leaving Lance Frog beach. But basically just kept going and Frog was dead.
And Chucky's been joined by a cluster bot, it seems. So once again going head to head and up onto the wall is Bubblegum Lift. Chucky, I think, winning that first exchange.
Yeah, Bubblegum seems to have used the shorter fork. Yeah, that's Chucky working as Chucky does.
So Chucky winning the first exchange. They pretty much practiced that on one side of the arena. Incredibly terrifying. So I don't like Forkhead's chances, but they're coming in with the prongs raised up to try and entangle the weapon, and immediately we do have an entanglement.
Yeah, they've managed to sandwich fork. They've lost one of their forks, the other's heavily bent.
And that's both forks gone now, so they have lost their defense. They are defenseless, but can Spinzolotto will get their weapon up to speed.
Yeah, that's the goal here. So Forkhead, there's a lot of empty space at the front. They're going to be counting on that space and try to just win this fight using control, basically. That's all they've got left.
So Forkhead very much trying to keep that spinning weapon at arm's reach. And they're trying to hit the button, but their chassis doesn't really allow them to. The button does get triggered in the end.
They have hit the big button. Almost there. This is not over. Forkhead still in this one.
So Spinzolotto maybe getting a bit complacent, forgetting that the pit was about to fall. And they're on the wrong edge.
And there he goes, just like that. Both of the, overhead spinner.
Let's count this down together.
Funniest thing is both of these robots weigh the exact same amount.
So the fight has begun and the sparks immediately flying there, and that answered our question. Yes, the spinning disc of Swoop is long enough to hit Wyo, but look how scared Swoop is. They don't want to get out of the corner.
Yeah, it's almost the most deadly.
And now we're seeing the uncontrollable nature of Swoop. Nothing they can do.
You can see the energy in the fight. Like Wyo, one of these hips could easily take out Wyo. This is a very dangerous fight for both robots.
Well, both of these robots are very scared of each other, as you say. Like the wheels are being shredded slowly, and it will be a matter of time before they lose that ground clearance.
Yeah. And you can see something like that. I saw sparks from Wyo.
And well, Wyo has stopped. The countdown has begun. 3, 2, 1. Wyo is out. Your winner is Swoop.
Yeah, not much else you can say. I mean, Swoop is looking teed up after that fight. But it wasn't.
That was my favourite. My favourite is not And so we would see the cluster bots darting over each other, and they're almost confusing everyone because it's hard to know which one to focus on.
Yeah, I mean, these robots are designed to get underneath robots like Red Rock, and it's so hard to not get, it's so hard for you to keep away from both of their forks. So if they work together, it's going to be very hard for everyone to get on their end of them.
Yeah, and now we are seeing there a pin in the corner, Red Rock just stuck on top of Revengers, and we're hearing the referee counting them down. These are pins, they're basically locking them up against the wall and then pulling them away.
It is translating to some degree. It's not a perfect movement.
And this fight, everyone, please stay sat down. Please stay sat down. We do have precautions for this. It looks like it's actually put itself out, which is a rarity.
Yeah, so at this stage, even though the robot has not been counted out, it's now up to the discretion of the referees to decide whether the smoke was a lipo fire or not, or whether it's good to keep going. But the fight,
well, we won't take any risks. So the precaution here is, just in case you're interested, we have a metal container, and the plan is basically there is nothing you can do to put out a lipo fire. You just have to let it run its course. So
Red Ron have been moved into an armor box and taken outside of the venue. That's a major disadvantage for the rest of this fight.
Well, I don't think the fight's going to continue. So, somehow, Revengers have remained victorious. The two little scampy robots are still moving around, and we've got everyone just making sure of that room. So, going up against Wishbone, and this is going to be a battle that's going to be hard to tell. But it looks like Wishbone's getting the first exchange.
Yeah, already being aggressive with Chopstick, wasting no time. Have written jokes on the top panel of Wishbone. That's really a message towards Chopstick, and has been becoming the fight so far.
Well, that zone is now about to be challenged. There's an opportunity here for Chopstick. But the side looks to be broken. They've just broken themselves.
Today there is the leak, and yeah, the Salt Lake team just come out of the casing, so that one's going to be out of commission the rest of the fight.
Yeah, it's hard to see whether it's the motor that's come loose in the casing or what. The pit is now going down, so that does give Chopsticks a way to win this fight, because otherwise you'd say it's in the hands of Wishbone.
Wishbone has an advantage, but Chopsticks still has a stride, still has that front center.
Yeah, exactly. Those forks are really working well right now. Getting underneath Wishbone.
Yeah, so you can see here, this is not over yet. I mean, Chopsticks is a very bouncy robot. It takes hits, but the impacts don't seem to transfer to the rest of it.
I'm just wondering if Chopsticks can still use the hammer as we get close to the pit. Wishbone there had a wheel over the edge, still nice to drive, and that is the saw blade of Chopsticks being flung across the arena.
Yeah, very dangerous game being played. Chopsticks nearly getting Wishbone in the pit, but Wishbone still in his run. The pit is taking very dangerous.
Chopsticks with the underdog story. Their weapon was disengaged early in that fight. Wishbone had the advantage, but down in the pit goes Wishbone.
Yeah, unfortunate win certainly, but again, you know, having a weapon is one thing.
Nice way through this competition. Sunstroke has had to work for it, and immediately Ray starting out the box, charging in and getting underneath Sunstroke.
Yeah, so we can see here, Aiken trying to go head on and sort of riding up this Stoke that way, but not really getting in there. That was a nasty one on the back.
And it looks like Ray is immobilised. Sunstroke nips at the ear of Ray, and a round of applause from the audience. They think it's over, and it is now.
Yeah, no, I think what's happened is that the power link on Ray is at the back of the robot, and I think that was hit in such a way that it was killed it, which is always a very unfortunate way to go, certainly, you know.
Left to go after this one, and it looks like Cascade has changed their weapon on their front face there, especially for Angel.
Yeah, much more the damaging spinner threat, which is balanced enough, but again, maybe vulnerable to the fourth now of Angel's Flight.
But that said, I mean, I don't need to worry about that. Actually proving that they can get underneath Angel's Flight, no matter which side they go. And into the arena wall we go. That is very much Cascade strategy throughout this competition.
Yeah, no fear from Cascade at all. Pure aggression, pure power, although the lifter is not descending as perfectly as it was in previous exchanges.
But I don't think it needs to because of the gyration effect. As soon as you unstable that spinning disc, that robot loses control.
Yeah, but now that this is getting higher, getting into the lifter weapon directly at the Cascade, if you actually that's do some pretty good damage going forward.
And Cascade now trying to get Angel Flight over to the pit, proving harder than they said. But they are on the right side and they are just slowly, although running in circles, they are slowly getting closer.
Yeah, no, I mean Angel Flight is still very functional, still dry. Still has a weapon that's hitting, and that's gonna be big for the Stoke because the Stoke go that way. But Cascade is the main very aggressive here.
So if he starts to weighing this up, Angel Flight's definitely doing the damage with that spinning disc, but Cascade just thinks it's in control in terms of maneuverability.
Yeah, and continuing to land hits, being aggressive. This has been hard to fight so far. Angel Flight's guiding with the pinball.
So once again, as we were saying, if you disturb Angel Flight and you get it unsteady, it will just do damage to itself flying up into the arena.
Yeah, Angel Flight is an undercutter that's really reached itself.
Well, we've got less than almost 10 seconds left to go as we get so close to the pit. Will this end in knockout or will it go to the judges?
Still very, very close. Anything can happen. But this is going to be a hard one for the Bristol to try. Very hard.
A great showing from both robots. The Roboteers embracing in a hug. I don't know if they know who's won.
They know they were a part of a classic, certainly.
So both Roboteers heading into the middle. Looks like Lilith is in a pole position here as Corruption gets in the damage that he needs to do. That front edge of Lilith actually being a good target for Corruption.
Yeah, that front edge of Lilith is 1 million of titanium. Very strong, but not invincible.
And tapped out. Lilith is out.
Something clear went with the team was gone. And Pretty impressive run at this stage.
That is so uncharacteristic of Lilith. It's such a well-tested, durable robot. But I know these are heavy, big impacts that Corruption is dealing out.
Completely, yeah. So we've seen it there now with the fight done, dusted.
Way into the round of 8.
Yeah, so Godly Grace is shown to be hitting like a truck. This is shown that it can take hits like a champion. And it's trying to set right.
Now you might pick that piece of plastic because off a flip. It's not. Godly Grace has lost a bit of their robot.
Yeah, and that's not going to be good for the stability of Godly Grace going forward.
So if they lose another foot, they're really going to struggle because they're relying on having that ground clearance.
Yeah, so Godly Grace, the weakness of it is if you make it unstable, you can see if it turns left, it starts eating into the ground. I wonder if it's going to adjust the strategy to result of that.
Well, I'm not sure they need to. Flick is doing everything they have to. They're skirting around. Godly Grace cannot pivot quick enough, and Flick is taking full advantage.
Yeah, Flick is trying desperately to get them out. They lost another wheel again, as was tradition when Flick fights.
But Flick's got to be careful here. They're bouncing over so close to the Uta zone.
Slightly scarily, Flick's weapon is not detracting anymore. This might be a danger if they follow. It's moving slightly.
It's moving slightly, but in the wrong direction. So that's kind of a pin that we've just seen up against the wall. They disengage. And moving over to the pit. Godly Grace though. No. What are they doing?
What is happening here?
So Flick was getting stuck. Their forks was getting them stuck on the edge of the wall. And, well, we're now seeing Godly Grace. They don't have the maneuverability. They're just edging to get more into the corner.
Yeah, it's hard to see what either machine can do.
So Flick is going to keep Godly Grace in this corner. And the spinning disc is vibrating Godly Grace over to the edge. Why are they playing this next game? 15 seconds is left. I don't think Flick can remove the shot. What a risk!
Oh, but it could go wrong! It could go so wrong here!
3, 2, 1. We are over. That is one of the most suspenseful fights without actually any contact in a while. I think I've ever
Bulldogs very eager to start this one. Again, Forkhead getting Chucky in the same position as Luchador.
Yeah, we've seen that one before.
Yeah, no, but the Minibot came to the rescue there. Chucky was able to get out.
And then Chucky doing what Chucky does, throwing into the corner. But Forkhead, they have a clear game plan here. That's twice they've got Chucky stuck on the roof.
I wonder, Chucky has magnets underneath it. Are the magnets getting stuck to Forkhead's forks? I wonder.
I mean, I'm not sure. It's a really interesting idea. So Chucky trying to stay magnetized to the floor of the arena, but potentially actually getting caught elsewhere. Magnetism doesn't care where it sticks to as long as it's ferrous.
Yeah, so there's a lot here. I mean, Chucky's clearly getting one or two good flips, but it's nervous. And you can tell like, it's driving nervous. Forkhead has a plan that has worked in the past. Gonna go for it if they can.
And in terms of driving power, this is actually proving to be a really equal battle. I think it's just whoever gets the momentum at that time. If all 4 wheels of Forkhead are down, they're winning the pushing power, but otherwise Chucky, for 2 wheels, there's a tremendous amount of traction.
One thing that can happen with Forkhead is that the 2 halves can go almost out of sync with each other, and it'll take a while to reset. That's a window to grab, but like Chucky is doing there, again, makes Forkhead so squirrely and hard to grab.
So Chucky had a good lift there, but Forkhead with the ability to flail its limbs decided to free itself from that. But we're still seeing Chucky in the driving seat, another good pin. But Forkhead reversing it around.
Again, more aggressive from Forkhead, now hitting Chucky. The Minibot will try to get rid of Forkhead, just destabilizing it all.
Well, I'm realising what Chucky is doing. Chucky is clapping its lifter whenever it gets on top of Forkhead because it does not want to be carried to the Uta zone.
Yeah, but it was like this happened right there. Forkhead not in the perfect position to do it. The pin has been flipped. Chucky maybe getting the window there. But we're very, very close here at this stage.
Well, the fight is actually just ended. Yeah, the fight is ended. So that was 2 minutes. That went so quickly. That was the end of the fight, everybody.
That's one of those fights you actually want to add an extra minute, extra 60 seconds, because we were so engrossed in the action, the back and forward nature, we completely forgot about the time count.
I mean, well, the judges have, it seems the judges may have the decision for the last fight. They haven't had the headache of judging this one, but let's take time to find out the results.
So, we have a decision for Flick versus...
And then the Cascade incredibly scoring, kind of surprising at this stage of the competition, and doing corruption, and corruption paying them back in time.
So, yeah, you don't have to unstick your opponent. They could have ran away with a victory there. They want to win this outright.
Yeah, no, that's a real statement from both competitors. And I don't think they'll do it again to each other. But again, incredible sportsmanship display. I have to say, Corruption has a lot of momentum here. It's landing a lot more hits on Cascade than they've been receiving so far.
Well, Corruption looks like a bigger robot. They're definitely winning the pushing power, and they also have what I would say is a more dominant weapon. So Cascade is going to have to rethink its strategy here. They are charging straight into Cascade. It's Corruption. Maybe that's not a good idea.
Yeah, Cascade has been going head on against a lot of spear robots so far. But Corruption is just hitting them in a way that they don't really get, and they're keeping facing Cascade, which is making it even harder for Cascade here.
Oh, that's so close to the pit. We're seeing Corruption on the wrong side. Cascade just dipped a wheel over the pit edge, and now they're pirouetting around each other.
Yeah, that was a very impressive recovery from Corruption there. Could have gone horribly wrong, but again, Cascade continues to get caught on aggression.
And I think what Cascade is trying to do is position themselves so that when Corruption gets a hit, the knockback actually sends Corruption into the pit.
That's potentially it, but there's only 30 seconds left, and this is going to be a hard fight for Cascade to win a judges for, although they're now starting to impress late on in this match.
Well, you say that, but they did do the unstick.
You wanted a knockout for Cascade, there's your knockout.
And in terms of a victory, that has gone down really well in the audience, but it was Cascade who did the initial unstick, and that was the sportsmanship that we love to see. So,
yeah,
you have to say, in terms of a victory, it went to the right robot. They are the best robot ever created.
Yeah, and there's two of them as well, which is I think they can actually hit those guys.
Well, I think they can just, but they may be looking to land on top of them. This is going to be an interesting battle. There, when they ran underneath and nipped up sweep, I think there is a bit of a reason there.
Yeah, I don't think the Revengers want to go, they want to go front on instead of back on. But again, it's like Ryu almost. Very low and a very tricky weapon type of sweep to hit.
Well, so I'm looking at the blue cluster of Revengers, and there is a bit of smoke coming from the back there. I did see Swoop, the spinning disc, the blue cluster bot, they stuck underneath Swoop, and I did hear the slight humming of plastic being shredded away.
Oh. So, again,
so the fight has begun, and immediately Chucky is up against Slightly Great.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult, I think, in this fight for Godly Grace to land a solid shot. Bouncing around. Every hit is going to transmit something into Godly Grace itself.
And we know that Chucky is a really maneuverable robot. They've proved that time and time again today. So getting around to the side of Blinding Grapes, using them to ram them into the wall, and then letting their weapon do the damage to themselves. That has been their game plan so far in these 30 seconds.
They've already got Godly Grapes in a rather compromised position. They've done enough Godly Grapes to free themselves from this position.
They definitely look stuck. That's their way. The spinning disc looks to be stuck on the edge of the wall there. The countdown has entered 3, 2, 1. They are done, and that is Chucky going through to the round. What is going on? All of our heavies, big hitting weapons, they are all being knocked out.
Yeah, went out 3 for 3.
So Chopsticks in the dark corner. And this, I cannot wait to see how this one plays out. Sunstroke immediately trying to get around the side.
Yeah, there's not a lot for Chopsticks to put into without risking damaging the blade itself, but they have a very nice armor back to the front that is taking the hits. Just need to last long enough for a good start, like what you might see here.
I was going to say, you're calling it armor, but it is shredding away nicely. And Sunstroke now up in the corner. The saw blade coming down. There's a good hit on the tire of Sunstroke.
Yeah, that's a top plan. Carbon fiber comedy on Sunstroke, and Chopstick has I'm not really hearing too much at all about it.
But I'm looking at Chopstick and I haven't seen it start to spin. I know you mentioned that they'll preserve it for the battery, but I do wonder, we've seen that dislodged before, so I wonder if it is actually working now. As Sunstroke gets close to the pit.
It's hard to say. I mean, I thought they would be using it more if they had it available. But neither does Sunstroke have its weapon, and you'd say Chopstick should be better suited for a pushing match here.
Well, we've seen that Chopstick actually shredded part of Sunstroke's tyre, so maybe that's hurting Sunstroke's traction on this arena floor. Very close to the pit there, Chopstick in the driving seat in this point in time.
Yeah, and now using the saw arm almost as a grabbing iron instead of the saw blade, playing and pinning them for a while.
But they don't have the drive, they're not powerful enough on the arena floor to push Chopsticks into the pit, and the count mean they had to disengage.
Yeah, so both robots playing coy with the pit, I think. A very dangerous game. You can see.
And now that axis becomes a hammer as it comes down onto Sunstroke. Just a gentle tap, but in terms of aggression, it does show their anger.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely sends a message, certainly. And it is showing they are being aggressive. And they're not really doing anything outside of just leaving their saw arm in the face. Oh, Sunstroke.
Well, this is going to go to the judges. So we had an incredible hit from Chopsticks. They wound up the saw blade, hammered down onto Sunstroke. Six exposure in the blue. Three very dangerous spinners. Could be a very explosive fight between them. One. Way we go up to speed. The wall by Rotomator. 900 grams of the solo. Big hits from the get-go. Up and flying around his shoulders on the right itself. Faces down, Rotomator jumps like, oh my god, that again. Absolutely shredding the back of exposure, peeling away. And Rotomator was tapped out. Still going Frenzy and Exposure. Up to speed is Frenzy. Trying to translate his Exposure. Frenzy is in his own right and showing why. Exposure on the face. That'll do. Frenzy Surgical. No messing around for the forward and winner. Steel with robot combats. Away we go. No movement from Autonomous from the get-go, but Abracadabra and Fatal Deviation go blow to blow in the face. Come on, Autonomous. Almost. Almost. Oh no. Yeah, we're on. There we go. Fatal Deviation. Very long. I quite like the wheelbase.
It's a small robot, that, isn't it?
Where does he fit all the weights? Where is it? Where's all the stuff? That's what I want.
Can John turn it into manual mode?
I don't think so. Autonomous is turned on. ChatGPT has failed.
The AI takeover is slightly delayed.
Robot Combat is safe for another year.
It's okay.
Abracadabra meanwhile and Fatal Deviation. There's also a little mini-bot in there, which is a very cool looking thing.
It's like a scaled down version of its bigger brother robot there.
I quite like it. Yeah, very smart. Good driving match so far between Fatal Deviation and Abracadabra. Good lift there from Abra.
That's a good lift.
Gets Fatal Deviation into the corner. Escapes. Saying catch me if you can. Becca chasing down Fatal Deviation as best they can. Struggling to kind of keep up though. The drive of Fatal Deviation is pretty brisk.
The mini-bot is having a great time on its own.
Hit button was activated there.
Just having a great time really.
Just vibing. To be honest with you. Vibing in the corner.
Just doing some circles.
Oh, the pin is lowered! I do appreciate that someone in the chat has asked Brock if they can figure out what's going on! But I'll tell you what, they figured out what's going on with Fatal Deviation. They've got Abracadabra down the pins.
I think we have a winner.
It's the mini-bot.
It's the mini-bot.
It's the mini-bot is the winner.
Ladies and gentlemen,
well done.
The mini-bot.
Mini-bot supremacy.
Robots in a fun fight because they're all out of the competition. So that is the new mod robots. Stop working, so we're going to break them now for your pleasure. And that's all something we can do because it's just going to provide chaos right now. What do you think, Gareth? It is very chaotic, Joe Brown. Thank you for that confirmation, Gareth. That's great commentary right there. So what we want to see from this fight, we want to see the red and white bot, Shaky one, I forgot his name. Is that it? We don't want it to go down stuck, and it's not getting stuck. We've seen a lovely axe planted inside Ryzen by Andre Wobber. We're just going to check the arena is in one piece, I think. Everyone's still okay? Arena Marshal, have you still got a pulse?
How high do you want to get to? Insert. Threaded insert on top as well. And a bolt.
We got a very nervous thumbs up there. I think that means we can continue, is that right?
Everyone ready?
Okay. Bit more of that, everybody? Yeah? And here we go, back up to now. If this was gymnastics, I would give that a goal. That was excellent. I think Ryzen's weapon might have stopped, but we've still got a lot of action going on, and Luchador still pushing. Kick flip through. Aggro Wobber, got it down, got down. Today is not Luchador's day. And there you go, kick flip has done the thing again. Finally. That's the third time. And it's just Ryzen left. Go on Ryzen, take out the trash. Oh! You didn't have to listen to me.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And there you go. The most violent comedy routine I've ever seen. Fantastic stuff. Yes. People ensuring their robots are going home in many pieces. That's what we like to see. Prowess. Prowess. I like that. That's good. We want to see, most importantly, a flip from the big one, the flesh-coloured one. But it hasn't done any flips yet today that I've seen anyway. So
It is quite an unnerving colour.
it is. It definitely looks like he's sort of taken that on with victims. But yes, anyway, so we've got three that do the classic lifting, and then the green one is a grab and lift, so as a claw comes down and then the whole thing lifts up like robots. But again, he's not had much success with the suplex again today, so we'd love to see that right now. Almost. Not quite.
And I didn't quite realise Cop-Out actually has a really nice livery, because underneath they've got some question marks.
Yeah, what does that mean? What could it mean?
Yeah, Cop-Out?
Ah,
Maybe we've been pronouncing it wrong this whole time. Cop-Out?
I like that.
So Big Roll doing a lot of the shunting work right now against Deja too.
That's true, we've got a nice pile up near the out of the arena zone.
And the tables turn, but Big Roll managed to get out of it, and they dart underneath. That looked like a teleportation.
And the pit is now open, and it's looking very precarious for Deja 2. In they go, followed closely by Gunfinger.
So now we've got Big up against Cop-Out. And if only they performed this well during the rounds, they would have been doing a lot better. But Big and Cop-Out, two very powerful robots, very quick robots, what I mean by that.
Definitely drive is definitely their strength for both of them.
But and Cop-Out stuck on the floor, but it is a whiteboard, so Big coming in to disengage
That's
it.
what we like to see. We want to see a full play, we don't want to see people and they get in there too, you want to think. There we go. That's what we want. That's how fights should end, as a loving pile up in the pit, you know?
What goes on in the pit stays in the pit.
Excellent. So that is the end of our fun whiteboards from now. They will return later. But as we empty out this pit full of robots, we're going to start setting up our round of 16.
Before you disappear, Joe, are there any feather bots going on in the UK?
Impressive 2 fights today.
the other one.
Slam adopting a new sort of lance spear sort of technique.
The kebab skewer is a legendary weapon.
Yeah, and he's been actually shifted at the start there because the hammer saw went straight through the top. And look at that, the drill going into Monterey Jack, making more holes than Swiss cheese. Yes!
Yeah, Photon and the rammer, they made it. So at each other, is the pin, get a release for the pin, come on guys, we've been at this a long time.
Oh, there. It was part of Monterey Jack's wheel being shredded, look. But his enemy has got a chainsaw in that robot as well. He's slicing into Photon's underside.
Jump over the top.
It really was.
Look, I think Drill is coming down on one together. They all want a piece of the cheese, really. It's lunchtime, definitely not.
It's really dinner. We might want a cheese ball for later, maybe. Who knows? And stick required for Photon and Monterey Jack.
How despicable. Who would do that?
Honestly,
another robot. It's ridiculous.
I mean, not you. Never. You never do. Petrol moved well clear of the entangled robot. Monterey Jack with the hammer saw removed now. Thank you, Arena Marshal Gareth. Door is back locked again and will resume momentarily. Who do you think's been standing out for you so far?
In this fight? Oh, I'd give it to Photon, I'd say. Monterey Jack's a real star because everyone seems to want a piece of it.
Who doesn't? We all love cheese.
Apart from Gemma.
Hit button activated by Slam the Voodoo.
Monterey Jack, I think, is locked up on one side.
And the other wheel is now over the pits. They're in a world of trouble, and down they go. It's Morgan's over for them. Still going. These punts will get better, I promise.
We got Photon on the
and
over
down the pit goes Photon, and Perpetual's going as well because the other wheel's gone over the pit. They can't drive. Slam the Voodoo. The whiskey robot Bane delivers a victory. Who would have thought? Oh, Rory Mangles, a decision regarding the final round of 16 fight, I believe, has been reached.
Yes, one of our more challenging decisions today, another one, between Chucky and Fortnite. We had to re-watch it and carefully mark who got under who in every engagement and tally up the exact scores to get a decision on this one.
Oh, right, so we've got charging
Oh, dear.
the same side, really. Doombot, attacking car, who wins? Let's go on, Sam, you've got to get in there. There he is, attacking Doombot. You're really going for it, mate. I'm in there. Yeah, car back on the attack here. Not really working together with their teammate, but who cares?
They're kind of taking on each other, which I kind of enjoy.
Yeah, lots to work for. But we've got, oh, there's a flick onto Buttercup, back over it goes.
Fatal deviation grabbed by Buttercup as well, overturn. I'm going to hit the pit run. That's what's happening.
You go on then, mate, have it.
No,
Buttercup's got over Doombot over the pin. Not quite quick enough, Sam, on that one. Car over there in the corner getting absolutely put to shame.
Yes, I've got him.
He's at him there. Down to the pin, we're going to have to count that one. Negative in the grab. Buttercup with a grab, it's a good rifle in the middle.
Oh no, he's not
the grab, always going. Doombot's being shoved around here, absolutely silent bullied by Rob Webb. I wouldn't expect anything less. Someone report that, man. Yeah, we've got, it's all Doombot, man. Leave Doombot alone. I'm putting out a petition for this. It's absolutely outrageous. Sam Elliott getting involved against Carl, really big from you. Doombot is going everywhere around that arena. We got another car violence. Sam, you can't see, you flipped over, mate.
I'll do it for you.
The little kid is still in. Doombot back at it again. Go on, mate, have it. Look, I'll buy anyone like a sandwich if I get Sam Elliott down that pit.
I'm in trouble.
Here we go, last 10 seconds. Can Sam Elliott live? If we eliminate him, I'd be very happy.
If I kill Jed, I've killed Jed.
There we go. Done. How do we decide that?
I've got it, the belly wants to show.
Is it an audience vote?
I think so. Well, normally the white balls go to an audience vote. So, if you think that the car won, give us a shout. Give us some.
If you think Doombot won, just make some noise. That was a bit louder. That was a bit louder. And I don't want you to cheer for this, but if you think Sam Elliott won, our little fatal deviation one, make some noise.
What can I say?
You're watching it.
Boo.
Start the fight here. As predictably, everyone's in each other's face.
Just a pile up, isn't it? Absolutely hard to really commentate on this one. Bubblegum, I think, is in a good position in the driver's seat to actually make some moves here. Nice to see Inversion back up and running again, even though they're knocked out of the competition.
Yeah, again, Inversion losing to Cascade in a very close fight. Bubblegum is the only 4 riders for them all. That is a slight difference between the others.
And as you mentioned, 2 robots who have been knocked out. 2 robots who win. Oh no! That's another Fox out of the competition.
What a shame. And potentially another one is being dragged in with Tammy.
So Abracadabra down in the pit as well. That leaves the 2 robots who were formerly knocked out of today's fight. Bubblegum Lift versus Inversion. This is almost a rematch.
It is, in a way, as we can see here. Now, Inversion is trying to hold it down.
And Bubblegum Lift is dancing a little bit, but this is a whiteboard, so I'm expecting Inversion to get in there. Can they carry over to the pit? It looks like it. Abracadabra gives Bubblegum Lift a helping hand out of the pit.
Yeah, very nearly the fight there. One, but use the weapon, trying to pry them against the arena. This is a dangerous spot for Inversion to be in.
This is close on the edge.
Desperately trying to get him Inversion, trying to wriggle free, but also getting stuck in there with his force. But Sam isn't going to leave it now. He wants this to be finished.
Oh, they're on the edge again. A redemption of sorts, winning a whiteboard. No need to go to the audience on that one. Home improvements by the pit button, Frenzy, and by the Australian down.
Yeah, already we can hear someone hit the roof, I'm sure. Yeah, you can hear Frenzy's weapon, very aggressive, clearly speeding around, maybe a bit of gyro dancing going on.
A little bit, but not at the moment. I think something comes flying out there of Galahad on the front end of the completely split. Tap out for Rosalie. The Frenzy is still running, the is still running.
Yeah, a very big damage for over here. I can see exactly why they tapped out. That's going to be expensive.
Home improvement gets absolutely destroyed.
Wait, home improvement is still in this one?
It is.
Yes, they are. They're doing very well. It's very durable, very aggressive.
I think this is Dominic's last time driving this one. I think the time is straight by the Frenzy roofing. Frenzy the beast, dominating the fight.
That one was interesting. You know what, Sam?
Yes, Tom.
You couldn't take it.
It's locked in. And away we go.
So instantly Bot remaining aggressive against the lift while EMP and Ron have a go at each other.
Lilith trying to chase down as well. There's Ray on the side of Samantha Frog and the Fox in the arena.
Yeah, you can see there. Lifter and EMP seemingly a bit better, but not quite getting up. They're still getting a little bit better.
It's not quite sitting on the floor like they'd like. Now is.
Bot continuing to remain aggressive. Ray always hit the action zone as well.
Absolutely. Lilith sort of slide around and throws Ray upside down. And now comes the devastating hammer of Bob. It's absolutely Bob with the course of the lifter there.
That's doing a huge amount of damage to the paint job.
Time I play down the pit while Samantha Frog. Didn't see that happening.
Yeah, compared the Frog versus the Bots, I was not expecting the Frog to win that.
Yeah, evolution's a strange thing, you know. Oh, down the pit goes Lilith. Trying to push Bot down, and we're left with EMB, Bot, and Samantha Frog.
Yeah.
3 good friends outside the arena, in the arena. Oh, still good friends, aren't they?
Yeah. But good control, of course, obviously from all 3 of them. Difficult to see Bot, of course, always very aggressive.
EMB can push close to the pits, very close to the pits, and Samantha Frog doing the sympathy. What have you done, Nick?
Yeah, Frog just sort of rolled in there.
And down goes the flog and we're down to 2, EMP and Bob. And Bob is the one, to me, who's in the ascendancy.
That is too much momentum at this stage. It's not even trying to push EMP more, it's just drag it out as much as possible.
Still going. Good push by EMP, they were responding very well. Down comes the hammer and flop on top of EMP.
I can't believe it. Craig used to be so different. I know. He's so trifling.
9, 8, 7,
It didn't quite sit down properly, was it? We're going to get a time between EMP and Bot. And that's a good fight. Very good fight. So, as always, it's a wonderful fight. These guys are to my right, get those saying. It is an audience decision. If you think the blue and white EMP was the winner, give us a shout.
It's an undercutter.
If you think Bob was the winner, give us a shout. Fairly unanimous decision, I think. I think they're all it's all right.
1.
Oh my God, I can't keep up.
Yeah, a lot of metal flying around.
A little bit of wall, by the way, when you know that there's a skeleton piece of wall to the piece of no problems, and a wheeler come off of Wishbone. Dubrio, I think, is tapped out, but his wrecking ball stuck underneath.
I think Wrecking Ball maybe stuck into them to drive.
Get back into the action! Come on, Wishbone! Mighty Ball!
I don't think no problem with it. Wrecking Ball is still working.
Wrecking Ball is spinning down, has stopped, and there's nothing happening now.
Over almost as quickly as it started. Oh, that's a bit cheeky.
Nothing. And that's it. No problems.
Yeah, no problems for the second.
No, that's it. No problems with it. Suddenly, Wrecking Ball's back. Back from the dead. And he's stuck again.
This is...
Oh, he's back.
Okay, can someone please hit each other?
Wrecking Ball back in the action. Okay, fight not over. Here we go. Still, this fight's still going.
Yeah, we already Wrecking Ball
was activated.
again. No problem, still moving around again.
And there's Wrecking Ball.
Again.
What is going on? Wrecking Ball stops again. No problems, it's spun up. Wrecking Ball's back. It's still going.
This is the fight.
What is going on?
4. 1.
That was one of the fights of all time. I think that's where it belongs. That weapon bar, by the way, of Wrecking Ball.
2. 1.
So here we go, the spinners of Stasis, well only Stasis' spinner has gone up. Rising's still not spinning, and Arrow's not in this fight, are they?
No, we got Ember Wobber though, upside down. They look like they're out there. I don't think their weapon is going to self-right them.
Yeah, hopefully someone can knock them back over, but yeah, that's a lot of hit there. Stasis playing with food in many ways.
Yeah, this is actually a bit vicious now. Stace is having his way with the competition, and I do not like the chances.
Yeah, no, very popular weapon, certainly. Still going, obviously. Yeah.
I mean, I think they're trying to get Agro back into this competition. I mean, all the help they can have would be a big benefit.
Certainly, yeah. Well, I mean, you know, the perpetual credit, it is still in there, it's still driving. The weapon work, but it's mainly aggressive, and that's what you need at this stage, really. The pin has been enabled.
And I think it would be very easy for someone to push out the woman. But that was so close there, Stasis. The pit did not descend quick enough.
Oh, yeah, and Stasis getting another lap here. This is very much its playground in many ways.
And by way of knockout, Stasis is the winner. countdown starts, and there he goes. Top out, up into the air, and immediately self-righted.
You forget the flick is pretty powerful, you know?
In terms of a flipper, I mean, you mentioned in there, is either a slow flipper or a fast lifter. That's definitely a flipper.
Yeah, it pops to it in ways you don't normally see. Instantly fork and bubblegum lift, getting their forks tangled.
So holding hands, as I like to refer to it, bubblegum and forkhead. Not something that's easily untangled, but Gareth doing a brilliant job to make it as easy as possible.
It's like those dentist games. You've got those games you find in like dentist offices where you have to pass the rope or the ring through.
Before you set the buzzer.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. And the next.
So we're going to begin, and Flip there, actually being a bit calm so far. Forkhead deciding to take Flip on as their enemy.
Yes, indeed. So Flick is ready himself, dealing with a double. Forkhead again, lovely lift there. It has a sort of this patented move almost, where it just grabs an opponent and can so easily carry them over to the or the end zone. And then Flick catch the shot!
For the second time today, Flip has saved themselves from the pit. As both Flip and Cop Out go down at the same time, and now pirouetting is Bubblegum and Forkhead.
Yeah, our two remaining competitors really up for the live now at this point. A lot of energy now. Forkhead again with speed. It's difficult to see them lasting, but they're very much.
They're riding over the top of Cop Out, so Cop Out stopping them from falling into the pit. I think Forkhead's actually maybe too wide to manoeuvre around the pit like that.
Yeah, no, they sort of an advantage. They're almost too wide to go in. That's what saved them in some way. But now we're getting some good slams, some good shoves in there, being more aggressive. Forkhead just sort of saying no to the pit more than anything else, I would say.
Once again, Cop Out actually coming to the rescue, and both robots are in a very dangerous position. I think Bubblegum Lift is going to manage to get out of the way, and a beautiful reverse there from Forkhead.
To get out of the plan, find herself right. Forkhead taking the initiative here, sort of just hustling in.
I think that's it. I think that's done.
Great dancing, if you can believe the robot can do that.
Well, no, we did see it earlier today. There was a point where it got lifted up and it flailed its arms in a tantrum. I think they're trying to find their way into the bit with the rest of them. They're not quite able to. What is this disco break dancing? Look at the moves on that robot girl. So I've never seen breakdancing quite like that, but it was a good showing.
I love Forkhead. I just like so much. I heard that as an A for Stoke. I thought it was guys. Icebreaker was strong. Beetleweight has already lost the wheel. Fatal deviation is going to it.
I mean, Wishbone they're picking on the mini ball, which is just so slow.
Yeah. You can see here. Fatal deviation.
So now Icebreaker is starting to break in the arena, pushed up against the floor at the wall. That's a really good driving.
Yeah, Gifford is just disintegrated. I think it's out of this fight. Deviation. Given its combination, deviation. But he's in the wrong place to be. And now we've got, I think we're doing a rematch just around a 30-minute fight.
Absolutely. And massive hit there. Wishbone just trying to get into it. Struggling to turn around, man. Really difficult. So close to the pin, but not falling in just yet.
Yeah, the noise of Icebreaker when it hits the arena is hard to convey on the screen. It is impressive. Saving Icebreaker in a way. Going out of the arena.
Well, yeah, they're not out of this competition. I'm not sure you want to go up against Icebreaker or Wishbone. And flung into the wall with Icebreaker. The fact that they're still going is incredible. 40 seconds left.
This is why Icebreaker is such a scary robot. Because of how many whacks it can take and continue to be terrifying to listen and see. But again, this ball is just starting to stick around him.
And they are doing a great job with their pizza. That is just grinding away. And no boom ball, they don't need any more damage.
The bot seems very, very happy to set the robot being destroyed. 10 seconds now remaining in the fight. Icebreaker Finally, and it could hit another wheel.
Circles going into the pit. Whistles upside down. Icebreaker finding in a couple of hits. And that's the end of the fight.
And I believe both robots are immobilized each other. They're right at the end of the fight. I'd say for the last major spinner fight, that was a pretty good one to have.
So, we do need the audience to help us decide a winner. If you think Icebreaker, the blue robot, is the winner, give us a cheer. And if you think the red and blue with the yellow beater is the winner, give us a cheer. My hearing aid isn't working, that sounded the same to me.
That was pretty close. Let's try it one more time. Give us a cheer if you think Icebreaker won. Give us a cheer if you think Wishbone won. I think it was slightly louder by, mostly because of the man right next to me screaming. But I think, yeah, I think Wishbone's won.
These are all judges decided. So, late Tom Brewster.
Oh, so after a fantastic fight, we've got an award to give out. So, this first award goes to one robot that has been routinely annihilated throughout the day. This is the I Didn't Hear No Bell Award, and it's going to Perpetual.
Quick again. Top 10 yet trophies.
One more to do out today. So we've seen some robots absolutely flying around the arena today, some up into the roof a few more times than others. I'd like to present the Bounciest Boy Award to Swoop!
I may have sounded like Bruce, and it wasn't. I was a loving swoon. That's a award.
Thank you. Now, we've got a new award for 2025. This is the most disturbing robot. Now, is it biscuit? Is it flesh? We scream because we do not know. Big roll, everybody!
It's like accepting it's made of flesh.
I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying it's very disturbing. Over to you, Robert.
So, yeah, we've seen tons of interesting robots today, but we always love seeing new entries, and be that new robots, or even new roboteers. There was one team we saw today that was really brought the fun and a really impressive robot to boot. So, the best newcomer award was Bilbo Backbot. There's one last award that we give out, and in contrast to our traditional BBD posters, we've got these nicely laser cut by Felix this time. This is the Spirit of Bristol Bot Builders Award that we give out for someone that embodies the fun and the joy that we think robots need. And it's gone to someone that we think has built a really impressive robot, but also a really fun robot with a great theme. It's Angel Slice. And that's the award.
3, 2, 1, Beckett! And Chucky there, trying to get in, but Cascade getting underneath in the first thing, and lifted up is Cascade by Chucky.
Yeah, instantly, Chucky getting a grab, but not the lift that they were looking for, but already behind Chucky, but as you can see here, these are very fast robots, this is going to be very hard to commentate.
It's going to be hard to keep up, but Chucky with the fork advantage, I think, at this stage. I've seen a couple of times Cascade just getting caught underneath Chucky's fork.
Yeah, but Chucky also can wheelie quite a bit, and Cascade can take advantage of that, landing a hit there on Chucky.
But we're seeing Cascade not afraid to go head-to-head with Chucky. I do think that's a bad strategy for them, but they are finding themselves underneath and they're almost juggling Chucky on top of them.
Yeah, it should be a bad strategy, but Cascade, for whatever reason, are just able to overwhelm Chucky this thing. So he getting a lift there, or lift.
That's a very good lift there from Chucky. Can they carry Cascade over to the pit? I think that's what they're trying to do.
Out of the arena zone, do what Fortless did to Luchador earlier on in the competition. And it's a very lovely toss by Cascade there.
So reversal there by Cascade, but Chucky once again taking advantage and control. We have had a minute of this fight, so we are into the final half.
Yeah, this is very even. The pit has only now been activated almost by accident.
That was definitely by accident. Neither of them wanting that to happen. And now we're just seeing the pirouetting, the pushing power battle. Who has the strength?
Yeah, Chucky barely escaping death there.
So that's what we mentioned earlier. The Chucky gets a robot and it darted into the pit. Cascade is the winner.
That was a beautiful pivot at the end by Cascade. And then Chucky, just from a bending of Chucky, basically carried it into the pits.
Revengers, we need you to the arena. Revengers, we need you to the arena.
So we've given who's going to see if he can divide it.
So will Chopstick's weapons stay operational long enough for it to do some proper damage as the cluster bots do what they do best, and they have immobilized Chopstick's wheels.
Yeah, on every pin you can hold for 10 seconds, that's 10 seconds, you're not getting that.
And that was a proper slash on the blue cluster bot as the brown cluster bot comes to the rescue.
The brown cluster bot protecting the blue one and has the tougher top armor, which might be better against Chopsticks.
Well, I'm not so sure it is, as we've seen 2 hits there from Chopstick. I thought that immobilized Revenger, but only one Revenger left now. The pit button is enabled, and that is brilliant control actually, but Revenger staying underneath Chopstick.
Yeah, the Revengers are not out of this yet somehow.
Well, this is when they're most dangerous. When one Revenger is left, that's what we've seen, incredible things happen.
Yeah, Chopstick snatched its blade, and 50% of the Revengers have just vanished out of this fight.
Oh, but that was so close to Chopsticks. Revengers in a dangerous position.
Yeah, I mean, Revengers is a very hard robot to get over. This is, I think, very much the design expertise. I mean, they built robots before they know how to make a robot that's annoying to get under. Chopstick landing some hits, but usually not getting through that top armor.
Well, they're taking full advantage, taking full advantage of this. Now we're actually seeing a proper grind into the top of Revenger. Hard to see on the pit now.
On top of the previous one.
And they look like they're stuck. The Revengers are stuck on each other. The blue is immobilized. It's brown stuck on top.
Yeah, the Revengers are not feeling so good here, I don't think.
And watching the Revengers, a shake of their head. The countdown has concluded. Chopstick is in the finals.
So there we go. Chopsticks and Cascade will be a final. Hopefully for Chopsticks, all they need to do is
3, 2, 1, begin. And Chucky driving straight in there, and the brown cluster bot getting underneath Chucky. So I think immediately we're seeing that actually Revengers have the ability to get underneath Chucky.
Yeah, I mean, no, one of the half of the Revengers seems to be struggling with drive, and Chucky is pressuring the other half while the first one's gotten free.
And I was very cautious there because I thought we were going to see Revengers both counts now. We might see that now as the cluster, the mini-bot is stuck underneath. Does this count as an unstick?
Yeah, it has to, because the mini-bot is under both of them.
So this isn't the end of the fight. This is actually an unstick. That is so unfortunate, I think, for Chucky, because if that cluster bot wasn't there, that mini-bot wasn't there, that would have been their win.
Yeah, I don't think, I actually, the unstick rules have been unclear. Cluster bots are in general absolute headache for rule makers. But if a cluster bot is stuck on another half of the cluster bot, is that considered an immobilization or is that considered an unstick?
So when they get out of jail free card there for Revengers, very lucky for them because they were in a very precarious position, but Chucky immediately touching them up on each other once again, and but we are seeing some movement.
Chucky seems to just be hoping to just trigger a judge decision for the second stick. Which is in way of winning a fight.
But we're now seeing Revengers with Chucky on top of them. And what's funny about this is Revengers can go into the pit with one of their cluster bots, and that will still keep them in, but not anymore because I think the blue cluster bots counted out.
So that was another unstick. We only have one unstick per fight. So Brett Strang
Who's on that? And it goes to the judges. Good luck to you.
As the mini-bot, the tiny mini-bot, was under one of the Revengers,
For the second time.
that is how it ended up being considered an unstick, which is the second unstick. So the fight will go to the judges based on what has already happened.
I am going to be intrigued. Obviously, the people watching on the live stream, they're going to have their views about the rule set. This is so difficult for the judges, and to be honest, as an event organiser in general, it's so hard to get a fair set of rules because we don't want to exclude the mini-bots. They are a fun part, especially when a spinner launches them into the room.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's one of those ones where I think, to avoid a lot of situations where things get so big, you need solid, clear rules. And they have attempted it this time to try to make them a bit more rigid in many ways, and just tried to remove a lot of that uncertainty. So that's where you've had like the incredibly strict on-stick rules, for example. So yeah, we'll see how it goes for the judges. I mean, it's an interesting one to call because, you know, sorry? Oh, hold on, we're just going to be going to Craig very quickly.
At this point in the day, it is traditional that everyone comes down to our level. Welcome to my level. How do we feel about that fight, everyone? Dan Minibot, he says, with a rule that is intended to get under the opponent and get them stuck on top. Morgan, how do you feel about that fight? Good. And how do you feel about that fight? Again, it could have gone for longer. It could have gone for longer, and we could have had yet more unsticks. Nobody wants that. Does anyone want more of that fight with more unsticks? Well, too bad it's not your own. Do we have a judge's decision?
I do not think so. They are interrogating the rule sheet, which is never a good sign. So they might be taking a while to come up with a victor.
Judge's decision, and it was Chucky. Hi! Third place, and the BBB Beating Champs 2025 is Chucky!
So, for the final time today, help us count it down. Roboteers, are you ready?
Robot here.
Okay.
Three, two, one, begin! And Cascade there really getting caught on the forks of chopsticks, but they're not really doing much because they don't have a weapon to hit and do damage in those.
Yeah, Cascade is keeping pressure on chopsticks. Chopsticks can get under, but can they get the weapon in and do meaningful damage to Cascade? That's the challenge.
And now we're just seeing the spinning disc, but it hits the bit button instead of Cascade. So Cascade managed to not only it hits the arena, look at the side, the gash is left on the wall.
Yeah, no, it's a very powerful saw on chopstick, but Cascade is keeping pressure on, and the ground game of chopstick is not winning as often as I think they were hoping for, but it is still very even at this point.
So you have to say Cascade with a very lucky escape, but now Chopsticks has them pinned, and that is a big hit on the lifter of Cascade, and now the rear is exposed, but they don't spin up the saw blade in time, and Cascade escapes.
Yeah, so we can see here one or two hits already suffered by Cascade, but it doesn't seem to have lost any functionality yet at this point.
Oh yeah, and 1 minute has gone of this fight, and Cascade getting underneath Chopsticks. They're very much ramming into the wall, trying to get underneath with a lift. Chopsticks just biding his time with that weapon. They don't want that spinning disc charging 24/7 because they don't have the battery capacity.
Yeah, so it's very cagey, very precise. Now if the pits out, anything can go wrong here. Very close. Look at how effortlessly quick they both dart around the pit.
So Chopsticks a lucky escape, and then Cascade very cleverly driving around, decided to follow, and that's a good lift. Yeah. Will we see them get interviewed? So not quite there into the pit. Very close. So Chopsticks on the running side now. They are struggling. Cascade running away with this fight, but now we're seeing Chopsticks respond, and the top leg comes up with a big hit.
And then can Chopsticks get a meaningful cut here? It's going to go to the judges unless the pitting happens right at the very end.
4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, and that's it. As Chopsticks gets one final hit.
The fight goes to the judges, and I want to be the judges.
So my mistake, I thought chopsticks took a chunk out of the pit.
Over to the judges. Where are we? Tom, are you ready?
Can we do a drum roll this time, please? For God's sake.
Okay.
Please!
What a fantastic grand final. Can we just get a round of applause for that part? That was absolutely amazing. So there were only 2 or 3 points in it. It was immensely close, but I believe we do have a unanimous decision. Drum roll, please. The winner of the Camp 2025 is Cascade. Congratulations, Cascade, on the victory. That's massive. Can we first off award our second place trophy to the wonderful Chopstick? And for one last time, the loudest noise you've made all day. Give it up for your winner, Cascade!
Thank you so much, everyone, for coming out today. Thank you, those at St. Michael's Centre. Thank you for coming out today to Bristol Bot Builders. That is the end of the day. Have a safe journey home. We will be here next year. To Stephen with the stream, thank you so much. And, well, let's call it there. Goodbye, everyone. That is the end of 2024.
Once more for the amazing PvP crew.
Relatives